Hello everybody, welcome back. Omega Given here, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about a theory of mine, which is a Township tale and how it is doomed to have a failing economy, and no matter what server you make, unless you have Deus Ex Machina in play. The Township Tales economy is completely doomed. Well, maybe not the entire economy, but mainly the economy for ores and metal. It is, no matter what, completely doomed to fail in Township Tale. And let's talk about why that is. But before we talk about why, can you guys do me a little favor? If you go down below, there's a like button. I think it's like right over here, and when you press it, there's confetti, and that's a really fun thing to do. So you should go press the like button down below, as well as subscribe to the channel, because we always love creating cool content, and this is just a new type of video that we're gonna be making, and we're gonna do it now. So yeah. So before we talk a little bit about the Township Tales economy specifically, let's talk about some ground rules. Let's talk about money. What is money? Well, money is just a means of an exchange. It's basically what you will give to what you will buy. Like what will you pay to what you'll buy, kind of thing. It's like what will you do? So for example, maybe in a Township Tale, you are a designated miner. You love to mine, so you might go and mine a bunch of iron. And then somebody else, they have a bunch of wood because they love chopping down trees. So they have a bunch of wood, but you don't want to go chop down trees, so you go buy their wood from them. Well, how do you do that? Because maybe that person needs to make new axes. So he needs your metal to be able to mine more wood. So you can sell your metal to him for his wood. Well, that's a means of exchange. But what's the money in that process? Is the wood the money, or is the metal the money? Well, that's where it kind of gets a little complicated. Like, do you use metal as money? Or do you use wood as money? But then again, in Township Tale, they offer gold coins. So what is gold coins? Well, gold coins is literally just go mine some gold ore, smelt down the ore, and then use that smelted down metal into a gold coin press to make gold coins. It's simple as that, right? Well, once you have it in gold coin form, what is it used for? Why do you want those gold coins? Why is gold coins even valued at all? Because really, you can't use gold coins for anything except for to put in your bank account slot. But then what is a bank account? Nobody owns the bank, not like they're using it as gold coins for other things. So there's not really a bank. There is a storage system to store gold coins, but there's no bank in a Township Tale. So this is where it kind of gets a little complicated. Like, why is gold coins a thing in a Township Tale? Well, just to make it simply, I have no answer for you. Gold coins are worthless. Yeah. They're basically worthless, so there's no reason to collect them, no reason to use them, unless there's Deus Ex Machina, aka there is admins that set a value to gold coins and they use gold coins as a means of exchange. But the thing is, that does not work in a normal Township Tale that has no admins. So what do you value as what? Well, in the real world, we use something like banknotes. The dollar bill in most countries is basically a banknote. Well, why is that dollar bill valued? Because a bank or a centralized bank holder, they have a piece of paper that they know is theirs. It's signed and everything with like a person's picture on it and all of that to determine its value. So that bank person will give you, we'll give you $1 for one of your pieces of wood. So that means that if you can take that dollar and go to another bank holder that has use the same bank note, that same banknote, you can exchange that dollar back to get your wood back. Oh, so that's how we can maybe set up an economy, right? So maybe that's how we can set up gold coins. But no, that's not right, because anyone can make gold coins. A gold coin is not a registered or signed banknote. If you have somebody that wants to take your gold coins and in exchange they give you something else, they need those gold coins to have a value. So that does not work. That's why gold coins are essentially worthless in a Township Tale. Now, what could work is maybe taking value of something and determining everything's value from that thing, which is basically not what we do nowadays, because nowadays we kind of have it on the value system of like the government will do something for you. The government sets its value by the government's value itself. Instead, we got to go to the gold standard. we gotta think, what is this actually worth? So you have to take an item that actually is worth something to most people. So in a Township Tale, you have maybe something like Mithril. Mithril is very valuable. So let's make Mithril the value. It's basically the same as in Minecraft. You can almost use diamonds as value. But there's one big problem with that. When you're in a Township Tale, mining Mithril takes a lot of work. And the thing is, the more you mine, the more work you have to put in. It's something that gets exponentially harder to get because you have to go and find more Mithril. It is a non-renewable resource. If you don't count the stone golems that sometimes have Mithril. But the thing is, to be able to get that Mithril, it's actually hard in itself. So we're gonna set that aside for a second. But it's so hard to get Mithril. But it works a little bit because in the beginning, well, maybe there's a little bit of Mithril to go around, and maybe somebody that mined Mithril declares that its value is, 1 Mithril. I think that's probably 100 wood. That's pretty good exchange. You exchange 1 Mithril to a person that goes and chops wood for their wood, so you can then use that wood to do other things, like maybe you want to use it to craft handles, or you want to use it to make fires, just like different things like that. And that person uses that Mithril to maybe go and make a new axe, but only 1 Mithril isn't enough. So maybe they have to go and exchange that Mithril down to some other kind of metal, like copper or iron, or maybe a mix of both, because you can make different alloys from those metals. So that way we can see that we can use metal as a means of exchange. There's a value to it because everyone needs metal to make weapons to be able to do the activities they want to do. But then what's next? Once you mine out all of that metal and make things that you want, and there's no other resources to gain and it's super hard, that metal will inflate drastically. How do you get that metal? Well, then we have the high 1% of the server that literally has all the metal, and they store it in their chests and everything. They won't give it out. So how do you actually determine the value of these things? And this is where it's almost impossible for a Township Tale to actually grasp the value of their economy. And this is where I think that Township Tale is doomed, because the value of that metal is going to drastically go up. People barely can make it past level 20 in the mines. And within 1 week on an active server, the first 20 levels of the mines are completely mined out, including crystal. And crystal is the easiest way to teleport down to get more metal. So if there's no crystal, you have to travel hours of gameplay to be able to get more metal. But if metal can't be a means of exchange, then how do we do anything? Like, wood is renewable. You can go and plant trees. It takes forever for them to grow, but you want metal to be able to make more tools. So it really just dooms the economy of a Township Tale to have something that's non-renewable. But wait, the developers for a Township Tale did include something that is renewable that we can use to get more metal. So it's not completely doomed, but basically still kind of is. Well, that thing is chests. Yes, there's chests in the mines. You can go down in the mines to get, things from the chests. But there's still the issue that you have to travel all the way down in the mines to get the metals of value, like the mithril, the palladium, the ignium, all the different kinds of metals. You have to travel all the way down to level 50 or 60, which takes hours to do. And, well, maybe if you had crystal, you can travel down to those layers. But the problem is no crystal items spawn in chests at that level, meaning you still have to travel all the way down. So the value of metal would be so high at that point that it's almost impossible to value it, because nobody wants copper. Copper is lame. And if iron's all mined out, then you have to go in through chests and sort through chests to get that iron, making it almost impossible to do it. So they kind of have a somewhat renewable way, and if you include the stone golems, like Terabata, I think they're called, it is kind of okay because you can kill mithril golems, but they're just still it's still a huge disconnect. And these are basically the reasons why I think the economy in a Township Tale is no matter what doomed unless you have system admins, which a Township Tale I don't think was really meant to have, admins. that actually go and Deus Ex Machina everything in. It's not meant to have that, especially since they're like removing those functionalities on the quest, or they did in the past for like custom items. So it's like, why you're making it so it's creative mode when it's not supposed to be creative mode, and it's basically doomed. And this is where I kind of want to call the action for the Township Tale developers. They need to make it so metals are renewable, because without that renewableness, then the economy is just doomed to fail. And also, they need to basically make gold coins different, because gold coins are basically worthless. They are worthless. I don't see any value. If you do think there's a value, comment down below. I'd love to hear like what you think that the value is or where it comes from. I just think this is a really fun thought experiment for the Township Tale community to have. If you like this video though, please give this video a like, subscribe. But I think I'm just gonna leave it there, that just the economy is doomed to fail. So if you agree with me, like this video. If you disagree with me, comment down below. But yeah, see you guys. Maybe we'll talk more about other topics about Township Tale next time.